So welcome to Britcar, and once again we are back at Snetterton. We've been here already this year and it is the Snetterton 300 round. I'm Duncan Vincent and this is just the pre-show. We're about to get going. Round 7 out of the 8 round series and the cars are already lining up on the grid. Let's have a look at the Snetterton 300 circuit itself. A brand new layout for Snetterton. The guys should have some good data though, and it all starts on the Senna straight, which leads you into a fabulous fast right-hander called Rich's, then down to the all-conquering Montreal hairpin, where the circuit starts to evolve. You come back infield through Palmer's, a tricky left-hander, which is also important to give you drive down towards the hairpin, Agostini. As you come out of Agostini, you've got a kinky little left called Hamilton, which leads you into Oggies, and then possibly one of the most important corners, Williams, leads you onto the Bentley straight down there. Very, very fast straight, good for slipstreaming, leads you in towards Brundle, and then we have Nelson. After that you've got the famous bomb hole, and then take a big deep breath as you go through Coram, the ever quickening and tightening corner, leads you into Murray's, the final corner, and that is the Snetterton 300. And we're now joined by Martin Webb for his qualifying lap.
Okay, we're coming across the start-finish line and coming up to Rich's. Rich's for us is either 4th or 5th, taking it in 5th on this lap. It's an early lap. Trying to keep over to the left, turning in, trying to carry as much speed through this corner and get on the power, and heading on down to Montreal, which is the second gear hairpin. Basically can lose a lot of time here and not really gain anything, trying to keep it tidy. Exiting out towards, I think it's Palmer next. It's either 3rd, probably just snatching 4th on the brakes, probably down into 3rd again. Again, trying to just keep it tidy. 30 exit, and again up to 3rd or 4th. And then a tight left-hander coming, which Agostini, again fairly late turn-in, second gear corner, again trying to keep it tidy, coming out and back into 3rd, holding 3rd now for the fast left-hander, which is Hamilton, trying to carry some speed through there. Then we've got a tight right-hander, back down into 2nd, 30 right-hander, a short squirt up to 3rd gear, hold 3rd again, dab on the brakes and into the fast right, which takes us onto the main finish straight. 30 gears up into 6th, and now we're looking for the braking points as we go down the main straight into Brundle. Normally I think the 2nd marker, turning in now in 4th, snatching 3rd and coming out and heading on down to the bomb hole, which is a great corner. 4th gear to the bomb hole, bit of compression there which helps the cornering speed, and now down into the long right-hander, Coram. And then obviously the difficult part of this now is you're trying to brake, still losing speed, trying to get the speed off, which we haven't managed to do very well for the chicane. 2nd, and then obviously 30 gears and back up to the start-finish time.
Lawrence, pole position, that's a fairly impressive debut, isn't it?
Yeah, we're happy with that. It's Mike Simpson had a really good lap, so it wasn't me who was driving it, but I'm very happy to be at the front.
So 3 hours later, are you still going to be leading Class 1 overall?
We'd hope to. I mean, it's a long race. It's very, very hot today. It's going to be really tough on the cars, so and probably even more tough on some of the drivers.
And if it goes well, are we going to be seeing you more often?
Yeah, we like that. We enjoy the series. It's great fun, and it's a great place for us to also test our latest modifications, with it being a relatively open formula. It's great fun.
How are you feeling right now?
Very, very hot.
Very,
it's
very
an
hot.
extremely hot day today, so it's going to be very difficult for cars and drivers to get to the end, I think.
It really is. For your plan for this endurance race, is it literally just taking your time in this heat?
Certainly not taking the time, but driving at a pace that's sustainable. We've added an extra pit stop to give the drivers a chance to recover and the car to recover, so we hope that our strategy works at the end of the 3 hours.
That's our time, we've got to go. The race is just about to start. Incredible heat. Jake, it's going to be a very exciting race. I've not known it like this, and how they're feeling at the moment.
Well, they're going to be very, very hot in there. As you said, it's a 3-hour race. We're starting at 1 o'clock, so the sun is absolutely baking here. No clouds in the sky, pretty much. So these guys really are going to feel the intensity out there. They're going to be in their overalls. They're going to be in very, very tightly compact space of a car. Anything can happen at this point.
And that's what makes it so exciting. It's the endurance race that we all talk about. It's 3 hours in this heat. So you know what? I think it's going to be a race we won't forget.
Well, Duncan and Joe, you certainly got your work cut out, boys.
So here we go, the race getting kind of close now. We're not far away from it at all, and this one's going to be a good, fun, action-packed race, you can guarantee. Let's have a quick look at the grid as it sits just now. In 20th position, 22nd position, we have got the TVR Sagirius, and then we have got the Dutton and Pettibay car, the Ginetta G40. 20th position, we see another Ginetta GT3 car, and then we get the first of the Top Cats racing cars in 19th place. 18th, we see the Lotus Elise, kind of out of position almost, and then we've got the Chevron GR8, the Track Torque car. 16th for Jensen Lunn in his Chevron GR8, and then another Marcus Mantis in 15th with the Top Cats. We've got the Smith and Smith car in 14th, and 13th place we get the Abra and Pool BMW. We have got White, Sharp and Cosmopol in their Porsche, and then in 11th we see another Porsche 996 Cup car. 10th position for Martin Webb. We saw his qualifying lap and it was a belter at that. In 9th place we have got another TVR, and that's Andy Holden. 8th position for the Motion Sport Phillips and Story car, and Martin Byford gets himself in 7th in the Lotus Evora. 6th position for Beaton and Finney-Moore in their Marcus. And 5th place we have got the Mac G Racing Ultima GTR. A new addition, the Shelton and Keen Mosler are 4th. And 3rd place we have got the Bailey and Schultz Ferrari 430. 2nd on the grid, Javier Marcello's Mosler, and that means Lawrence Tomlinson and Mike Simpson take pole position. It's going to be action-packed. Duncan Vincent here, joined alongside Joe Tanner, and the race just about to get underway. Joe, this is going to be a cracker. Already we've got the 458 Ferrari almost on the grass as he comes up to the start line.
Yeah, a great, good, tight start here at Snetterton. This is the second time we've been here this year, and a great start from the Bailey Schultz Ferrari. Look at the determination there as he heads down towards the first corner.
Yeah, a 3-hour race in absolutely sweltering conditions here at Snetterton today, and you can guarantee inside these cars it's going to be so hot, Joe. The heat that's coming at these cars, the heat from the engine, and as Jake says, they're all packed in there in very tight spaces. We're in pretty heavy duty overalls, and you know a lot about that being a single-seater driver, but already cars were kind of locking up in the background as people starting to make moves. A lot of people being a bit cautious here.
Looks a little bit cautious compared to what we've seen so far this year with the jostling for position. This is a nice sensible start. It's a big long race ahead of them, and the Lawrence Ginetta G55 defensive already here with that Bailey and Schultz Ferrari. We have seen a few harem-scarum moves from that Ferrari during the year.
Yeah, it does happen, unfortunately, doesn't it? And you can see the Marcello car's been, well, he's been a little bit tentative in this one as Paul White. They're just getting kind of duffed up almost as they go through Agostini's. A big field of cars, which is always good to see as well. Being this far into the season, you know, cars sometimes come and drop away, but that's an overtaking move.
That's an overtake for the lead there. Oh. That was our leader that was off, but it's not. Hopefully that's on the grass.
That's the Marcus again. Remember the last time we were here at Snetterton, this car had an absolute disaster. They had a throttle jam open, they had a couple of spins in the John Finmore and Chris Beaton car, and that's at Augie's, that's just at Hamilton's as well. That's a quick disastrous start.
It's a quick place to go off, but let's hope that that's the end of the disasters for their day-to-day.
On board with the second Mosler, the new addition to the championship. Oh, look at that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Paddle
like
shift,
that.
you see the
Paddles
gears?
And the lever, that's what you want. And look at the lead at the Ferrari, and now under pressure as well from the Mosler.
Andy Bailey has really got this one together. Look, you can see on the dashboard there, just right in the middle, he's got on that camera that faces backwards.
Definitely not a scheduled stop.
No, it's not. It's a Kit Kat car. They're in for a break already. Then I'm sorry, Joe.
That was good.
Yeah, you're shaking your head already. Now that car doesn't sound quite right. Have they got some? Is that a drivetrain issue? It sounds like something's possibly dragging on that car. I wonder if they've maybe got a puncture. It sometimes happens early in the race. You might run over the exit curb in a bad way, but we'll find out, no doubt, from Jake in a couple of minutes. But there's the Lotus Evora. They're in with the championship shout, but we have got our man in the pits. Let's hand out to Jake.
Well, down here with the 92 Kit Kat Ginetta, I'm going to see if Duncan, have you got time to talk, Dunk?
Yeah, fine. We just we had a puncture. We definitely got picked up a puncture on the last lap. It was a real shame. But Tuck needs to use somebody else's air lance.
So basically, you've picked up debris from somebody else?
Yeah, I think there was one of the Marcoses went off in a big way going into Oggies, and there was debris all over the track, and I must have picked one up with the front right, which is a shame. So, yeah, but it's a long race.
And I'm actually starting to feel spots of rain now.
Bizarre, isn't it? Bizarre. It's so hot, and it's bizarre. It's starting to rain. Well, we got the wets as well, so we have lots of tyre changes this race.
Well, if you can get back out there, you may spring a surprise or two.
Your confidence, Jake, is always refreshing. Well, we enjoyed it anyway, which is the most important thing.
I've never heard anybody so chuffed with a disastrous start to the race there. A great way to look at it, and Duncan very smug with the prediction of that puncture. Well done on that.
Oh, sorry about that, Joe. Thank you. Yeah, but unfortunately,
let's hope it's not rain.
Unfortunately, I was just about to say that it's so hot here. I'm pretty sure that if it doesn't come with a big downpour, the rain should possibly evaporate. But the heat is unbearable.
The windscreen there at all, and a friendly wave to the marshals for assisting him at the pit lane. And Jake, some more news from the pit lane.
Well, this car has just brought itself back into the pits. Basically, it's because the driver who started the race, Tim Gogg, was completely exhausted. He didn't finish working on the car till 4:30 this morning. So now they've got to do the driver change because they just can't keep going. So now it's up to Glyn to get himself back into the car and finish the job.
Now that just doesn't happen in Formula 1, does it? That just doesn't happen anymore. The driver doesn't work with the car like that, but that's determination. And yeah, up till 4:30 in the morning, then try and drive one of these cars in that heat.
Actually, when we were trying to prepare a racing car in the past, I can remember.
A little bit different in our case, so but yeah, back on the track, and that's the Martin Byford, that's the Bull Run Lotus, and that's spun coming at the last corner. That's Murray's, so it's a little bit early in the race for Mr. Green to be doing that, and he's looped that one around, and Martin Byford won't be a very happy chappy with that one. This car, as we said earlier on, genuine championship shout with the way the championship's going here.
Another one off here.
Who's that in the dusty? Is that
38? Bad eyesight.
Yeah, I like that. 17 becomes 38. That's another TVR Sagarius. That's Andy Holden's car.
Let's hope that gets going again. And is this Lawrence making a move for second place? Look at the Mosley defending there. Yeah,
big defence from the Mosley there as the Lawrence Tomlinson car, the Ginetta, just tries to go up the inside and big sideways next to the corner, Joey. We like that one. And we're both big fans of Ginetta. We like the Ginetta G55s. And he's having a little look at it's not, in fact, completely wrong. That's the Finmore V car up the inside of the Agostini's.
Recovering, isn't it? Recovering TVR.
Good recovering drive, sliding up the inside of the Marcus Madness. Can the Top Cat's car come back underneath? No, he can't. And yeah, that car, the 35 car, deserves a good. Hang on.
Let's hope that's going to stop before it hits anything.
That's an engine blow up, Joey.
It does stop. Thankfully, that is a really, really quick place to leave the circuit.
Cameraman steps out there, post 19. That's Coram, and that's an engine blow up. Now, are we going to see other cars leaving the circuit because of oil? Yes, I think we are.
Yep, definitely oil. Let's hope that this clears.
One of the Top Cat's car getting caught out there again. Oh, here we go. Yeah. You can hear it happening in the background. Cars making their way across the grass and back on the circuit. The camera, in fact, that's at Oggies. That's further in the lap. That's somebody else. But here we go. Oh dear.
Oh, and that's made it right to the barrier.
And there's somebody else off.
Yeah, they need to do something with this now.
That's a Phillips and Story car there, the 458 Ferrari. Yeah, they're going to have to throw a safety car out.
A lot of money's worth sat there at the edge of the track, and it's a really, really quick corner as well. And no doubt it's bang on the racing line. Here's the safety car.
Thankfully, the safety car's out. It's not picked up our leader though, has it? It's come out mid-pack, so our leader's still on track, trundling around. Let's hope that the Pit to Show radio. Let's hope Andy Schultz has been in touch with Paul Bailey.
That's the leader. So, I was going to say so lucky, so unbelievably unlucky.
That looks like it's just a bad bumper, Joey.
The safety car was already out. Was he perhaps trying to catch the back of the queue? Look at the look on his face.
What do you think? Steel gunge time?
Oh dear. I don't know how bad the damage is. It's taken the rear bumper off. You can see the frustration in his face. Just that awful situation there with the oil.
Yeah, he's not happy with that. I mean, that's
back into the pit lane.
Very unfortunate. But, you know, up the last corner almost, so straight into the pit lane. Join us after the break here.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter King.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
So welcome back here to Britcar, and we're still under safety car after we saw that car there. That's the Richard Fearns Ginetta G55 GT3 car expire as it went into Coram Corner, and that looked a pretty expensive cloud of smoke, Joey.
Look at this though in the pit lane. Is there a new rear? Oh, don't pull out in front of somebody now. Look at the gaffer tape there. Steel gunge, gaffer tape, and our previous leader hopefully back on their way.
A little bit slow there, a little bit slow, sluggish leading the pit lane. That was almost an unsafe release there, but those guys...
That's a great escape, to be fair. He had a huge lead, everything was going so well, but he did thump the barrier with some rate of knots, but luckily it looks like it's back in one piece. Let's hope it's as quick as it was beforehand, and here's the guilty party. Now, I say guilty party, he'll feel bad, but there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, was that the one that blew up, or am I getting that wrong? Jake will tell us. Let's head back down to Jake in the pit lane.
Well, I'm down here with the 42 Ginetta team. That was a bit of a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Top Cat's car dropped a load of oil round through bomb hole and then all the way through Coram, just couldn't hold it. So yeah, a bit of a scare, but I think it's going to be okay and we can get back out again.
So the back of the car's a bit damaged. How long is that going to set you back?
Well, hopefully 10 minutes or so and we should be able to get back out again.
Apologies, we mistaken that for the blow up, but
a good bad spot by us here. Yes. So very sorry about that. But the safety car there, the beautiful BMW M3
with the lights out on top.
Yeah, well noticed, Joe. That's just coming through the bomb hole. That's a classic camera view.
Here we go. Back it up. Weave.
Now let's try and spot our main guys in this.
There's our leader, 5th or 6th on the road. The orange G55.
Good spot there, Joe.
Been
good
left
spot.
in the lead of this.
So, yeah, safety car lights are off. The skies are a bit cloudy. It's still so hot here, but there we go. Green flag. We're racing here again at Snetterton and the 300. And let's try and pick him up. There he is, lights ablaze. That is your leader there, going past the camera point just now. And there you can see the lights on these quick guys. And that was a Balin Schultz car, mid-pack as well. But he knows Lawrence Thompson has got to make hay here while the rain holds off and the sun shines at Snetterton in the 300. They're past the Kit Kat car. And I tell you what, he's been pushed pretty hard by that Marcus Mantis. Back down to Jake in the pit lane for a little bit more update, Jake.
I've just been speaking to Gary Smith over at the Top Cats Racing team. The 85 car is done for the day. Whether it's a blown engine or a Duff gearbox, unfortunately for them, it's game over.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of big... That's our lead.
The leader, Joe.
That's the lead car. That is Lawrence Tomlinson, who's spun in the number 13 Ginetta G55. He needs to get going as quick as he possibly can. That is a disaster.
Now that's spun in the infield. Now he's got a wiper on there. So have a couple of cars. Is it raining? Look at the speed of these cars, Joe.
It's raining. That's exactly what's happened there. He's been caught out and drama.
Absolutely unbelievable here.
Slowly our Mosler's having to go.
The heat here is unbelievable today, and what we didn't expect was a shower to come over, and it's just caught our leader out there. He's thrown that off the road in the infield at the Snetterton 300, and you can see exactly, Joe pointed it out there, the speed of that Mosler. Now that's a really quick car, having to go very slow, but somebody else stopped at the side of the track.
Pulled off or been very lucky with a spin, just missing the barrier. He's back on his way, so hopefully that's not too big an issue, but certainly these cars not easy to drive when the rain comes down and they're out there on slicks.
One of the other Marcus Mantis Top Cat's car there getting caught out. And this is where Martin Byford, a man of Martin Byford's skill, really will start showing. You can see him making his way through the pack as he goes through Rich's there. This little car, the Bull Run car, will be set up absolutely perfectly, and having a little look up the inside. But in the background, there's the car that we really want to try and keep our eyes on, that black SB Course Ferrari 430, Joe. Lights ablaze, and really unfortunate the way they got caught out in that oil slick. You know, there's some things when you've committed to a corner like Coram, if there's an oil slick there's nothing you can do about it.
Absolutely, you arrive on top of it, it's so fast there, there's nothing you can do. You could see the onboard, he was fighting with it all the way, and just so lucky that it didn't hit the wall a lot harder than it did, and he's back in the race, so very lucky.
So driving up the straight, the 458 Ferrari of Phillips and Story, and I like that camera position.
Yeah,
that's not a normal position, is it?
They're adjusting the line slightly there. The wipers are still on it. It's certainly not raining heavy, but they are running away from the rubber. You can see the dark patch in the middle of the road, and that rubber is really grippy when it's dry, but when the wet comes down, and look at Lawrence running right round the outside, here we have a penalty.
A drive-through penalty flashes up on our screen for car number 6, and that's the Javier Marcelo car.
There he is.
A pit lane penalty, so a drive-through. What an absolute disaster for this car. That's going to put them out. You can see the line of cement dust there, which has been put down on top of the oil here, or cement dust or other oil dry, but yeah, absolute disaster. Are they going to head for the pit lane this time, Joe? Have they had communication, do you think?
Let's just wait and see if it needs to be a pit board that it comes by, but nope, he knows oh no, in fact, yes, it's going to be a pit board, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh, Joe, pit lane, we've got a fire.
Yeah.
We've got a fire in the pit lane as the Marcelo car drives straight past the pit lane, and a huge fire in the pit lane. It looked like a flash fire. That's one of the dangers you have of refueling, and Jake is down there. Jake, I hope you're safe.
Well, the Team Holden racing car have brought it into the pits and a fire has broken out on car 38. Fortunately, the guys were very quick. They've managed to get it out in perfectly good time. Looks like the driver might be all right as well, but we don't know anything just yet. I'll let you know as soon as we do.
I think that is the culprit lying on the floor there, Joe.
Yeah,
we just saw the fuel
background,
can.
You can see it as a refuel, and that's
that.
a horrible moment. And look at the amount of marshals there, straight away running to grab the fire extinguisher.
Already got on top of it.
Even the driver waiting to get in the car had the fire extinguisher, so a great job by all. It is a dangerous place, the pit lane, especially with refueling, but you're ready for it, aren't you?
A lot of people don't realise that the pit lane is just an extension of the racetrack, and they get a little bit blasé there, but those guys, absolutely first class. You could see the refueling guy who was holding the big jug of fuel, all decked out in the proper clothing, Joe, and hopefully there's nobody hurt down there, but the wiper's still on this Ferrari as they make their way down the Bentley Straight, that super long Bentley Straight, and wiper's still on. That's obviously a worry, because when you're out there on slicks, Joe, you know, big wide slicks are absolutely obviously fantastic in the dry, but what happens when you arrive at a corner and it's starting to shine on the track and you're on slicks?
There's circuits where it's better than this place because the corners are so fast here. That last corner in particular, you're in the middle of that corner and it's wet. I mean, you can't go in gently, can you? And here we, for the first time, see these two Moslers out together. Look at this.
A Mosler battle now. The number 19 car, that's a new addition to the championship. We're enjoying seeing the Shelton and Keane Mosler.
The driver change, is that
That's Lawrence Tomlinson, yeah.
Is it Simpson going out now?
Will be Mike Simpson getting put into that car. Lawrence Tomlinson.
Remember the job that Mike did at Donington in the slippery, iffy conditions. So
we really
this
bum
isn't
him
going
up,
to phase him.
don't we? We really bum him up. Let's head down to Jake in the pit lane, who's got some info for us.
You look absolutely drained. What was it like out there?
It wasn't too bad in the car, actually. It was very warm. It's got fantastic brakes on the Ginetta, so you're using your right leg a heck of a lot. So that was a bit achy after an hour and a half or wherever we're at. But the main thing was the changing conditions, and then the oil went down. So part of the circuit was dry, and then part of the circuit was wet, and then you had oil. So, and it's really the surface is really shiny with the sun and the haze. So you can't really tell what's happening with the surface. So you kind of got to feel the grip. But if you're halfway around a bend and you feel that there's no grip, then you just kind of had it. But it was I went off a couple of times, didn't hit anything. So. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Car feels really strong. I am very happy.
The gap now comes down to under 5 seconds. That's time by.
So yeah, I am very happy. I like that. Yeah, Lawrence Tomlinson, the man who's done a cracking job handing that Ginetta over to Mike Simpson there. I was lost for a minute there, Joe. You saw my face here, didn't you? But Michael Simpson is the real deal. We've talked about him an awful lot.
Michael flashing there. Is he flashing his lights, or is that just the camera?
He looked flashing
his lights there
at
the
Lotus.
Lotus. Yeah,
but you know a lot about Michael Simpson. You're a karter from your past, and Simpson's a great karter.
Oh yeah, he's a legend in the karting world. He did stop karting, but what a fantastic job he did during his career in the go-karts.
So the Marcelo...
Go-karts, can you believe I said go-karts? The karts, I'm sorry.
Marcelo leaves the pit lane, and Simpson is now past the Bull Run Evora as he comes through that tricky little left off Brundles, and then Nelson's. A lot of people forget how difficult that corner is, but it leads on to one of the best corners in Britain, the bomb hole. And then, as you say, it's a big, deep breath before you head into Coram.
They've done a great job. They extended the circuit, and a lot of people were worried that they were going to do away with these famous fast corners, but they haven't. They've added a whole new thing to the circuit. The whole infield, this tight, twisty technical part, but they've kept the quick stuff. Here is a problem in the pit lane.
That was the other Mosler. That was a Shelton and Keane Mosler. As in comes the number 33 car for this. Should be a scheduled pit stop
and
for
an overtaking manoeuvre. Oh, and a problem. In fact, it wasn't overtake. That looks
Joe,
like
that's
another
a fire.
engine.
Joe, that's a
fire. What is going on today? That's a big fire. He needs to try to get that. Well, he needs to get out first of all, but he needs to try to get it near the marshal post.
Yeah, that's a Track Torque Chevron GR8, and that was the Track Torque.
Look how quickly that's caught.
Good grief. Fiberglass and fire do not mix very well. Now, did he pull the fire bottles? Has he pulled that extinguisher?
I don't think he had time. He was out. He need to get to that car as quick as he can, guys. Here we go. Great job.
We have in Britain very good marshals. We're lucky to have possibly the best marshals in the world in the British motorsport, and on that very quickly.
To watch.
There's nothing you can do about that, and that car has been reduced to. That's a big fire, by the way. That's a big fire.
Amazed at how quickly that gathered. That had to be a fuel leak.
Yeah, you would think so. That's possibly a severed fuel line, and that's a horrible sight to see when you're over the other side of the track. If you've not passed it, when you see that in the distance, you do not know what you're going to come round to the next lap. But anyway, for obvious safety reasons, the safety car has come out, and it's picked up our leader, Michael Simpson, and he leads ahead of the Schultz and Bailey Ferrari. But all thoughts go to the Track Torque Chevron GR8, which has finally been extinguished, and it's now a smouldering fiberglass kind of mess. What a shame, Joey.
A horrible thing to see, and these days quite unusual to see fires this size.
So join us after a break for more Britcar action at Snetterton.
Well, Paul, you've just got out of the Ferrari. It's a bit topsy-turvy today, isn't it?
It's bleep bleep hot in the car. That's the longest stint I've done in Britcar so far. Clearly the hottest. And I took 1 seconds off my personal best, so that was great. And obviously it was raining for a lot of the time on the slicks, so that was a really great session. I'm very happy. The team are happy. It's up to Andy to get us back up there now and collect a trophy, which is what I keep telling you guys we're going to do every season. Sorry, every race. So it's got to be today, hasn't it?
Well, you might as well have been racing in Dubai rather than Snetterton for the conditions. What is it like in the car?
It is unbelievably hot, even with the vents open, full air in your face, even having a drink. It really doesn't make a lot of difference. The drink's already, you know, nearing boiling point. It might as well be a cup of tea rather than a drink of juice. But yeah, I was pleased with what we did. It's a nasty safety car out now. It's going to be a long one. The car's on fire. I think the driver's out and he's okay, but it looks like a very long safety car. So Andy can have a bit of a rest and then push.
And for you guys, you're still in the top 6?
Yeah, we're still in top 6 right now, but Andy's going to get us way quicker than that for sure.
Okay, well, that sounds like good fighting talk for me. Good luck, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Well, there you go. You heard it from Paul Bailey there. That man, he looks a bit hot. Looks like he's just been born, Joe, but he has so much praise for Andy Schultz, and he always says Andy will do it. Andy will get faster, get us up there, and usually Andy does.
I know these guys have been saying from early in the season that that win's just around the corner, and it always seems like it is. We've got Jake in the pit lane. Let's hope so.
Well, I found Johnny McGregor. Johnny, things are going rather interestingly for you, aren't they?
Yeah, the race is going pretty much according to plan. The only issue is that we've got a bit of a starting issue when we're leaving the pits, which caught us out the first time. I'm not sure if the starter motor's on the way out. The battery voltage seems all right, so it's to be identified yet, but if we can push start it and get some quick pit stops in, we'll be all right.
I was just going to say, your mechanics seem to find it amusing that things are going to plan. Are they really, or are you just trying to save face?
I'm trying to get them to lose a bit of weight, that's all. Yeah. We like to make people fitter as well.
Okay, so we're into the second half of the race now, and things are settling down into a rhythm. How good can you get out of this?
I was pretty comfortable out there then. There's a lot of slower cars in front of us, so I hope to pick those off. We're going to do maybe one more change, but it'll be a quick one. So I think at this point we're looking comfortable as long as the car behaves itself, which I'm confident it will.
So we're back live here at Snetterton now. We've had that long safety car, and we're back racing as we come in towards the infield into Agostini's, and we just need to try and let things kind of tailor off and kind of pick back up almost, Joe, because
there's a battle right in the middle of the pack here. The it's the Simpson.
Yeah, the Simpson.
Ginetta.
It's Micheal Symons and Andy Bailey.
Attacking Bailey in the Ferrari then. Yeah, Bailey very defensive.
But they're way mid-pack. You know, they've got loads and loads of cars to try and pass.
He needs to get a few cars in between the two of them if he can.
He's going in towards Hamilton's. He's trying to pass one. There's the number 40 car, which you've seen in the pits a few times.
Somebody running wide in front of him. Up the inside here would be good, but he doesn't want to take too many risks.
Look, Micheal Symons straight through.
He's not daft, is he?
He's not, and he's underneath as they go through Oggies, and as they come towards Williams, this is where the Ginetta G55 could have a bit of speed. Has he got the straight line speed to catch up with that car as they go down the straight? Let's hand back to Jake in the pit lane for more news.
Well, I'm standing in the pits with Major Jim Cameron. It's a first baptism of fire for you guys, ready for the Britcar 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We did the Britcar last year, which was fantastic, and sort of ran a works team with all military guys and used all wounded guys to actually look after the car. This year's a bit of a step on for that, with a bit of help from some friends, and Britcar have been great supporters. We've got a works Nissan 370Z this year that's going to be driven. We've got 3 new drivers, all of whom are Forces Motorsport charity, Mission Motorsport's beneficiaries, and a crew chief who was wounded back in the Falklands. So it's a real mixed bag of guys. But this weekend at Snetterton was one of our drivers, his first time out racing. So he's got a packed schedule to get his National B up to a National A in what, 4 or 5 weeks time. So yeah, we need to go some.
So how is the race going for you guys right now?
No, it's really good, and we're in production class, so we're running in the later race. Yesterday was very good. The main thing for us though is not really being competitive. It's just about getting those signatures in and building confidence in the car.
And you're taking a few pointers from the Endurance Championship, of course. I mean, you're hoping it's not going to be quite chaotic for you guys.
Yeah, no, and of course it's really important for them to go and stand in the pit lane, because these are the guys who they're going to be racing against, you know, in Silverstone in just over a month's time. And it's nice to see so many of the cars and teams that I was racing against there last year, you know, sort of back here, and just how competitive it is. And the nature of endurance racing as well, how you just can't take anything for granted, and the field can change and just be shaken up, like for example by the safety car period that we've just seen, sort of really move things around a lot.
Good stuff, Jake. Thanks very much for that. And we're back out on track, and it is still the Bailey and Schultz Ferrari in the lead, but he's under some huge pressure from Micheal Symons in the Ginetta G55.
I honestly think Joey Tanner, I think it's a matter of time that Ginetta G55 is going to have this Ferrari, and I'm quite surprised maybe Andy Schultz realises that, oh, look at that, he's underneath him out of the bomb hole.
I didn't expect it there.
Wow.
Is that a problem?
I don't know, but did you hear the grunt on that Ginetta as he went through Coram or out the bomb hole into Coram? That could be a problem.
I've never seen that done before. That looked like, say, a missed gear, almost impossible, but
maybe there is something that we don't know about that's wrong on that Ferrari. It has been in the tyre wall today.
It has. Let's not forget it did clout the wall early on, so maybe that was it certainly wasn't a mistake. He was online, just a real strange, but anyway, a change for the lead.
Clout the wall, yes. For those of you who don't understand, he did tap the wall as he went off that Coram there.
Clout's a word.
Yeah, that'll do. That's okay. But here we go, back in the middle.
Up the inside. These guys have been battling it out today, haven't they?
The Bull Run Lotus. That really is a good little car. That and as I say again, genuine championship challenge, genuine championship threat as he goes in towards Hamilton. And then we pick back up with the Marcelo car, and he's kind of a little bit out of sync because he had that pit lane speeding or the pit lane penalty.
Would it be wrong for me to say these guys are having a quiet day?
No, I'm for once we'll agree. Okay, we'll agree on that one. They are having a quiet day. I think because Tomlinson and Simpson are here, they are really taking a shine off of these guys just now. The only guys that are managing to stay with them are the Bailey and Schultz car.
Absolutely, because those guys are chasing a win. Marcelo perhaps thinking about a championship.
Well, he's going to have to think pretty long and hard about it because Martin Byford's car is not far away.
Yeah,
and he's got to try.
Great job.
These guys are going to be absolutely shot by the end of the day pushing that car all day long.
Who's more tired, the driver inside the car or the mechanics pushing it up and down the pit lane?
Luckily, the Ultima GTR is fairly light, but it's an uphill pit lane, as you say. Yes. Oh, no. Yeah.
There's somebody else by the evidence. Left behind.
Somebody else has clouted the tyre wall. Now that looks like a Porsche kind of shaped clout to me. And we'll try and pick back up. That was very difficult to see from there, but that looked like it was coming off of Williams onto the Bentley straight as we see the Motion Sport Lotus Elise, number 88, making its way down the back straight. And will we see that car?
And the Porsche back and away. He's not actually hit it.
Yeah. There we go. Well, I don't know.
We'll apologise for that. That looks all straight to me. Very lucky.
The white and sharp car, the 997 car gets away with that very luckily. You don't want to be hitting the tyre wall too hard with things like that because they do cost a lot of money to fix. But also, you start knocking things out with Ainge. You know, that's where we're maybe missing that. That Andy Schultz and the Paul Bailey car might have something damaged at the back corner. Not completely broken, but just bent.
Yeah, it did take a reasonably big clout, if you like, at the back there. They've got the exhaust and different bits and pieces, and it could have bent something just slightly because he doesn't seem to have the pace. Early on, he was away.
Now, that looked... and is that somebody breaking herself at the end of the Bentley straight?
Please don't be another fire. That's the last thing that we need.
Far too much action down there. That's just a bit of the cement or the fire dust he's gone through there, whatever fire dust is.
Yep, fire dust. And now, is this a problem or is it just a unique way of rejoining the circuit? No, he's back on his way. It seems a strange place to run off track.
I think if you follow the actual road there, there's a road that can take you back on us. Here we go. Mike Simpson's in the middle of traffic. I'm just surprised that Michael doesn't have his lights on absolutely full blast to warn these guys he's coming up in that big Ginetta, but they'll probably hear him and feel him and know he's there.
Yeah, I would have thought so, and he's really good through the traffic here. He's not taking any prisoners, is he?
No, beautiful car that. Sounds mega. And there goes a little Motion Sport Leases. Into the pit lane comes the number 33 car, the Marcus Mantis, the Chris Beaton car, and that will be getting a proper bit of a pit stop. Now, is this a slow pit stop? But there wasn't much urgency there. Although there is a time, you can't rush, but there just wasn't much urgency.
Bailey and Schultz Ferrari again just making their way off the old circuit onto the new circuit, if you like. And a great big slide as he exits.
Yeah. A man happy at his work there. As Mike Simpson up the inside of the BMW, which I'm a big fan of BMs, you know that. And passes that with great ease there as he accelerates. I thought he'd run off the track there for a minute, Joe. As he goes up towards Hamilton. Hamilton's a very quick left-hander, but you can run out a road there, and you have to watch because if you come into Augie's kind of goes over a little crest, and it's tricky before it goes into Williams, and it's so important that you get these corners together, Joe, because if you're slow on a corner that leads you into a straight, you're going to get done, especially in a big car that has a bit of drag and a bit of air off the back of it.
Yeah, a couple of mile an hour on the exit of there will be 10 mile an hour come the end of the straight. Is that a car off the road? Certainly that is. There.
Who's that? That's not Marcel, is it? No, it's a number 7 car, isn't it? That's that number 7 Ultima. Now let's hope that hasn't stalled, because if it's stalled, it doesn't start. Now let's see that
yellow flag there.
Is that a safety car?
There's just spotted a yellow flag. Another yellow flag. This is a safety car for sure, he says.
Yeah, we're going to go with that. We're going to go with the safety car in the pit lane.
To the end of the pit lane.
We're going to go with Dr. Joe Tanner there in the safety car deployment.
We've seen a lot of safety car laps this year, haven't we? That safety car has led more than anything else, I would say.
Well, we've seen a lot of safety car laps this weekend. Join us after the break for more Britcar.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter Keene.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
So we're back at Snetterton, and there is the culprit of the safety car. We know what happens when that car stops. It doesn't start again if the engine stalls. So the Ultima GTR will head back into the pit lane, and no doubt it'll probably just get pushed out by the mechanics away again.
Yeah, and some air conditioning going on there as well. I'm guessing with that door open, get some fresh air inside the car.
Yeah, Andy.
Lights off.
Andy Bailey, Paul Bailey, sorry, told us exactly how hot it was in these cars. You know, it's like drinking tea from the juice bottle, even with the vents open. It is so hot here at Snetterton. We're not complaining. We'd like a couple of more months of this if we can for our summer. But are the lights off on that safety car, Joey?
Yeah, lights
now,
are
where's
off.
everybody else?
He needs to back that up a bit to get a good run, but he doesn't have...
Yeah, but there's nobody behind him.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, he's got a bit of space, but he's awfully close to the safety car.
Yeah, and there he goes. He pulls out, and does he make a move passing that safety car, or were the lights fooling us? No, he does. Up the main straight goes Andy Schultz, and there's just nobody beside him. Now, why is that? As somebody leaves the pit lane at the far end there. Now, that's that Ultima. As we come up towards Ritchie's, one of the quickest corners on this track as he goes flying through it. And let's hand back down to Jake in the pit lane, Joe. He's got some possible news for us.
Well, 30 minutes to go. We've just had another safety car period caused by the number 7 Ultima GTR. They've brought it in and they've managed to push start it yet again, so they're back on track once more. 30 minutes left. Still to play for, boys.
Jake, it looks like you're feeling the heat. Did you give those guys a hand to push the car?
He does look a little bit sweaty today, does Mr. Sanson, but I would like to see Jake in a race suit next time, and just in case there's another fire. But look at this!
7 wide.
We've got 7 wide, we've got a 30-minute sprint race, and Britcar has just exploded at Snetterton. There we go, coming through there, thankfully though, nothing went wrong there. Joe, come on, it wasn't that bad. That was quite a big build-up there for a minute, wasn't it?
I love that, Murray.
Yeah,
good job.
Thank you very much. So 30 minutes left, as Jake has just told us, and this is where the battle's going to be. That car, the Marcello car, Javier Marcello driving this absolutely flat out. Oh, we've got Jake again.
Well, Duncan Joe, this is absolutely unprecedented. We've got a 4th safety car period, and there's only just 30 minutes to go. I'm not sure what the reason for it is. I'll let you know as soon as maybe you can tell us.
Well, yeah, there you go. There has been a safety car for a car that stopped on the entrance to Cockill. That's as much as we know. We believe it's a Jensen Lunn car.
Somebody running there.
Yeah, and he's stopped, and he's trying to do this whole race.
Have a look at this.
He's trying to do this whole race all on his own. So this could be an interesting issue there. But Jensen Lunn has just rolled to a halt, and the safety car has, the medical crews are down there. They're going to give him a little bit of a hand to get out of the car. But there we go, as the Kit Kat car has another quick break.
Yep, good. Duncan, Kit Kat will like that. Some great sponsorship on this car.
I'm just waiting on the box of Kit Kats arriving for us, Joe.
Absolutely.
The commentary box will get them sometime.
Waiting a long time. Everybody backed up now. Are we ready to go racing again? Let's see if the safety car is going to turn his lights off.
Where is our Ginetta? Where's our Ginetta in this? So as we've got
do we think this is something to do with the heat?
I don't know. Well, there's Jake again in the pit lane.
Okay, well, outside the 99 Jensen Motorsport team's garage, it's all gone wrong for them just because Jensen Lunn has desperately tried to do the entire 3 hours himself after one of the drivers dropped out, but it's just too much. He's too exhausted, too fatigued. He's had to retire from the race.
Well, thank you very much, Jake. Yeah, we thought that was maybe this. You should have given you a phone, Jake. You could have been in that car.
Heroic effort. Lights off on the safety car again.
3 hours, all on your own.
That's a long stint, especially in this heat.
A small GR8 Chevron. The heat must be unbelievable. But there is the man of the moment. It is Micheal Symons in the Ginetta G55 GT3 car. The car driven first by Lawrence Tomlinson, and Lawrence done an absolute fantastic job getting that car to the front.
Would I be right in saying that we've seen Micheal twice this year and he's won on both occasions? We'll go with that.
We're going to go with that, yeah, but where's everybody else? Where is the Bailey and Schultz car?
Back it up, but obviously if they've got a car ahead of them, they can't overtake them. They need everybody to cooperate to give him half a chance here.
There is nobody behind these two cars, and if the lights have got, yes, the race is gone. So effectively, Micheal Symons has been handed this. He's got a huge lead over that car that's a lap behind him. And look at the silver just coming out. Why? What is going on here? They're just coming through the bomb hole. The green flag's already gone.
They will have no idea that the lights are out in the safety car until they arrive at the start finish line. Look how slow slowly they're
thinking
going.
there's possibly a pit to show radio issue here, because these guys are just cruising round, just touring. Micheal Symons started. He's probably going through Montreal, heading through Palmer's towards Agostini.
This isn't great. Is there a problem in the Ferrari?
This maybe isn't great for these guys, Joe, but this is great telly, because this is going to be an absolute battle to the end here.
I just want to see the moment when the Bailey and Schultz Ferrari realise that the green flag's waving.
That is it. You see the Ferrari sink down at the back, and away goes Andy Schultz up the main straight, and he's chased hard by Javier Marcelo. We've seen this before. Remember Brands Hatch at Druids?
Yep, I can remember. There's been a little bit of controversy with these two guys this year. Let's hope that's not going to be the case again. Let's see a good clean race to the end here with these two guys. And is he going to be in defending? No.
He's just, you can see him watching the mirror there, Andy Schultz, as Marcelo tries the outside, and then we've got the bull run car of Martin Byford, and look at the 458 Ferrari trying to go round the outside of that Top Cats car. That's so close.
Never going to do it there.
No, but can he get a cut back underneath him? That's what he's possibly thinking about as they head towards Palmer's. But like back at the front, Joey.
Almost going to work. And again, here's this battle. Look how the Schultz Ferrari dives to the inside to cover that inside line. The Mosler thinks, I'll go around the outside.
Absolutely. Defence straight away there.
That isn't going to happen. The only way to do it is to square it off and get a good run on the exit.
He's going to be slow here, though, isn't he?
Oh, look at this. Look at the defending.
He saw that. He knew that was coming.
He did. Straight back to the inside. Yep. Meanwhile, at the front, Simpson has got half a lap, if not more, on everybody.
He could probably pit and still come out in front.
Yes.
Micheal Symons, let's leave Micheal Symons to do his job. We know he's out there. We know he's capable of this. The battle is, here we go, we're back on with it. Brilliant stuff as we come through Williams, and this could be an overtaking manoeuvre here. Has that big Mosler got the horses under the rear bonnet of that to get itself past this SP430 Ferrari? We know the Ferrari's quick. It's a proven car, and it's reliable right now.
It's covering the inside beautifully. Look at this. Down the inside, gives the Mosler the opportunity to go around the outside. He's not going to do it there, as he now turns right. There's still no room for it. Let's have a look at what he does through the bomb hole. Again,
he puts himself in the middle of the road again. But that's really all he needs to do, Joe, doesn't he?
It's not the easiest place to defend, especially when you've got something with the power of that Mosler right behind you.
He'll be able to hear that thing behind him, and Marcelo
is looking in his mirrors more than he'll be looking forward.
Javier Marcelo is driving the wheels off of this Mosler as we come into Murray's. Now it's getting close to crunch time, as Jake said. Oh, they're both almost running a little bit hot there.
He needs to get good clean exit, because he's going to get eaten along the straight otherwise.
There's one move by Schultz, so back to the inside goes Marcelo. Has he got the straight line speed? No, he hasn't. As they come up the centre straight towards Ritchie's, it's a little look towards the inside. They're that close you can't even see the Mosler, and the Mosler's not a small car.
This is some clever driving, and again the Ferrari to the inside offers the Mosler the outside. The only thing he can do is try to get it turned and get back on the gas earlier and up the inside. He's trying the outside.
He's not going to let him do that. Now can he get the cut back as they go towards Palmer's, though, Joe? This could be a good move by Javier Marcelo, but no, again Andy Schultz has that covered as we come back to our leader. It's been a nice walk in the park for the last couple of laps for Micheal Symons. He hasn't had any issues, but back into Agostini's, and can he get the cut back this time on the Schultz and Bailey car?
Look how the Ferrari slows it down at the apex. He hasn't done it as well this time. That's a wee touch there.
Yeah, that was more than just a little touch. That Mosler
damaged the Mosler to the point where he's not going to make it to the finish.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And that's given
there's a big mark on the front of it.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't look like the wheel's bent or that, Joe.
No, get going if you can.
Oh, there goes the bull run car going past. But let's pick up with Micheal Symons. Let's talk him through Coram. He comes in towards Murray's for the final time of asking. Gets a good line through Murray's and accelerates up. And Micheal Symons can now see the checker flag in the distance. And they're going to win the Snetterton 300 here today. Lawrence Tomlinson and Micheal Symons at the wheel of the Ginetta G55 Cup car. Brilliant drive from Simpson. Brilliant
Fantastic drive again. 2 appearances, 2 wins. Here's the replay. Now the Ferrari moves to the left, doesn't he? The Mosler was already there. He tried to get out the way, and a little bit of contact between the two of them.
And it's all happening now. The goal run car defending from the 458 Ferrari and forces him almost off the track. And through in second place come our Ferrari.
Third place, limping home. He's not going to go to the pit lane.
He's not even third, Joe. The two other cars must be ahead of him.
Past, yes, of course they would have done. There's Byford, Lotus.
There's the Phillips and Story, the 458 car, and there goes Javier Marcelo.
Ooh, a painful end to the race.
That's going to hurt the championship, that is.
I just wonder what the problem was there. It certainly wasn't a puncture that I could see.
No, I wonder if it might have hit the Olex, which we will never know right now, but Jake will possibly find out. But there, Micheal Symons, you can be well happy with that result, young man, as we have a look at the final standings just now. For round 7 of the Britcar, your class winners, let's pick up with that. Micheal Symons and Lawrence Tomlinson win Class 1. Class 2 is won by the Motion Sport 458 Ferrari. Class 3 is Adams, Green and Byford, who actually finish ahead of that one. And then Abra and Poole in their BMW are down in 7th and Class 4 winners. Everybody down to 14th completed the race. From 15th through to 22nd, they didn't complete the race. It was quite a high race of attrition. Some fantastically close racing, but it's very, very warm out there as well. But good race. Micheal Symons, Lawrence Tomlinson, they'll be delighted with that, as will probably Bailey and Schultz. It's not a win, but remember, Paul Bailey is promising us that it is going to happen, and it's going to happen very, very soon.
Class 2 winner.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good actually. It worked like we said it would. A few issues with the safety car at the end, a few inconsistencies with that, but yeah, we got through, had a good old battle with Bull Run, could have got an overall podium. One chance they drove brilliantly, so couldn't quite get past them to get on the overall podium. But yeah, the class wins are very happy with that. Worked well.
It's been a race of chance basically. So much has happened today. How have you done it? How have you got through?
Just really good team, just the mechanics, but as we said before, the guys doing the tactics and that sort of thing. So just reacting every 2 minutes, it's changing. So you've got to keep on top of it. And yeah, it worked out, so it's good. But boy, that was hot.
Well, I was going to say the heat has been incredible. We've had people faint. We've had people just really struggle. How have you found it?
Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, very tough, but there's nice cold beer in the fridge, so we'll rehydrate.
Well, I'll come rehydrate with you. Thank you very much, and well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Winners of Class 4, although I really don't know if this is good timing, me going with you with an open bottle of champagne. You go near me. How are you feeling?
Yeah, great. Look, we've had such a terrible weekend, to be honest, from the start. We lost an engine in the car we were supposed to race. And then we had overheating problems all weekend with the car that we ended up winning with. But these guys worked till 3 o'clock in the morning this morning, fitting a new radiator, adding extra cooling, and yeah, it paid off.
That is incredible. Really so a bad start yesterday. Well, winners of Class 4 now. Yeah. What's the toughest part of this race? This race has been it's been incredible. So much has happened.
I mean, the biggest part for us was, and everyone as well. Everyone's been talking about tyre wear and the heat and stuff, and it really was. I didn't expect it to be.
How did you cope with the heat?
I really struggled. The first half an hour I really struggled, and then luckily some clouds came and just made it a little bit cooler for us and the car. But the thing is, when you're in the car, if your adrenaline's going, you only really feel it when you get out, so we were fine.
You've been so focused. It's been worth the trouble with the car to fix it and overcome it and to then win your class. How are you feeling about the last race?
Yeah, excellent. Look, we just need to move this forward now. We've got the 24-hour coming up, which we're really looking forward to.
You look forward to 24-hour?
Yeah, we'll be there, and we'll be there with the GTR Class 2 car, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
And also, very quickly, how do you prepare for a 24-hour race?
I don't think there's a right way to prepare for it. You just got to do as much as you can, work out in the gym as much as you can, and nutrition is very important throughout the whole race as well. Yeah. Weather can play a big part in it as well, so look, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that was worth it. Thank you very much.
I probably deserved that, didn't I?
Thank you very, very much.
No worries, thank you.
So championship positions, where you see Adams, Green and Byford. Martin Byford still 5 points ahead of Marcillo. And Huggins and O'Neill. O'Neill and Huggins, well, it's still all to play for as we go towards the 24 hours. But after that, we have the final round of the Britcar 3-hour endurance race, where we go to Donington. And join us there. From Duncan Vincent and Joe Tanner, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Well, what an incredible race here at Snetterton. In the heat, we've had an incredible time. What did you think to it, Jake?
Well, it was absolutely crazy. I mean, we had thrills, spills, drama, people going off, people going sideways, and as you can see from the 71 car behind me, a finely tuned, specialised race machine can be turned into a worthless part of scrap in seconds. That's Britcar.
It's been a game of chance today. It really, really has. We have seen so much. We've seen first, second and third change throughout the entire race. Every half an hour, it was completely different people every time dictating this race. The next race is the 24-hour at Silverstone. Again, going to be incredible, no doubt.
Well, that's going to be a real test of the drivers and team skills. And after that, we'll have the final round of the British Endurance Championship at Donington Park.
Brilliant. Well, we will see you guys at Silverstone.